Yes, a very good morning wherever you are watching us from. This is Kirk in the morning. It's the 11th day of the year. That's the 11th of January 2023. Good to be back. Good to see you. Time to do as we do it again on Wednesdays, always to look at what issues matter to you and matter to the nation. Of course, we have a lot lined up for you this day. We are going to look into a conversation later in the show where we are going to look into the issue to do with marketing. You know, we call it the marketing drip. Are you ready for that? Because I believe at the beginning of the year, this is when you set pace. If you're a business person, an advertiser or marketer, and what do you want to market? How do you do it? We are going to help you understand that, of course, with a guest this morning. But first things first, I want us to do the traffic, then we look into other issues. First of all, the traffic update. All right, let's have a look at the major roads leading to the city this morning. I begin with the road. Of course, this is Mombasa Road here. Looking at my gadget, Mombasa Road looks okay, extraordinarily, looking good into the city this morning. No issues to report really, but maybe around, the roundabout at Nyayo Stadium, and of course around Bunyala Road connecting to Uhuru Highway. That is where there's a little bit of traffic, but majorly it's a free-flowing traffic this morning on Mombasa Road. Let's have a look at what is happening on Langata Road this morning. Langata Road inbound to the city, well, not looking as easy as it should be, because if I look at around Canval and Wilson Airport, there seems to be a little bit of a snarl up, but then it moves swiftly to around the roundabout at Nyayo Stadium, connecting before even Nyayo Stadium, connecting with Mbagathwe. That's Raila Odinga Road. It looks a little bit of a snarl up there, but majorly it is not as bad, but connecting the stretch between T-Mall to Nyayo roundabout, it's a busy one this morning. If you can avoid that, then please do. If I look at what is happening on Mbagathwe this morning, Mbagathwe, on your way to the city, well, on the stretch between Mbagathwe, of course, where it is connecting with Langata Road there, T-Mall, all the way to, connecting to Ngong Road, around about there. That's the Kenyatta Hospital roundabout. It doesn't look good at all. Majorly Mbagathwe Road doesn't look good at all this morning. Connecting all the way to Ngong Road and into even Valley Road, it doesn't look good at all this morning. Same as Ngong Road as well, it doesn't look good inbound to the city. So if you can seek for alternative routes, or get out of the house early or later to avoid this snarl up, then you better do that, because it's going to be a tough morning on Ngong Road, Mbagathwe, but majorly Mombasa Road doing good this morning. Which other road do we look at? Maybe if I can find Landis Road connecting to Yogo Road this morning, looks a little bit of a snarl up around there at around City Stadium, but not as bad. So if you use that as an alternative route going into the city, then you might have it simpler and easier into the city. So basically, that is the traffic update this morning. We'll keep on to look at, continue to look at what is happening on the road this morning. If there is an issue that you want us to report about, kindly feel free to get in touch with us on our social media, Kirk TV Kenya, on Facebook and Twitter, and of course our SMS number 0311 220 and we'll be able to sample that even as we continue with the show. Basically, that's the traffic update. Well, after the traffic update, can we have a look at what is happening in the newspapers this morning, or we do the news best first? Okay, fine. I'm told by my producer that we look at the newspapers this morning, and I have with me, allow me to pick them here from my other table here. I have two newspapers this morning, of course, the Daily Nation and the Standard this morning. Let's begin with the Daily Nation. A lot of juicy stories here. If I look at the top page this morning, the story, Ruto's education reforms headache. The projected cost of interventions in the education sector for the next 5 years is 635 billion shillings. That's around 365 billion, shy of a trillion, that is going to be used in the next 5 years, if at all we are going to get the reforms that the Kenya Kwanza administration wants to integrate on the education sector. They are broken down there. 2.05 billion for pay for in-service teachers training. 238.4 billion bridge the current teacher shortage of 116,000 within 2 financial years, and there is 28.84 billion shillings to improve the capacity of day schools to guarantee access to quality education and of course reduce their cost. And there is another major one here, 275 billion shillings to establish a national skill and funding council that amalgamates both the HALB, TVET and the UFB, and increase funding to bridge the current 45% gap. And there is 9.5 billion shillings to double the school feeding allocation to cater for increased number of beneficiaries from 2 million to 4 million. And lastly, 79.43 billion shillings to provide conditional grants to counties for school feeding program to raise the number of to 8 million in primary schools and ECD centers. Of course, now this is a story because Kenya Kwanza has always said that they are going to ensure that there is a major, intervention as far as it's concerned in the education sector, and they set aside 635 billion projectively that is going to be used to bring the changes that are needed in the education sector. How easy is it going to be? We wait and see. Now, another story that is catching my eye here is, of course, a story to do with the DNA testing. You know, there's a kit that was released the other day that goes for only 800 shillings. But maybe you've been getting it wrong, because here the kit is not for test results. It's for collection. It's for, DNA collection. So you collect the DNA and then take it to the lab for testing. So it's not for, testing that DNA at home. It's just collecting the DNA and, of course, taking that into labs for testing. So for those people who thought that they can do this at home, and maybe people are saying that this is going to bring families, well, it's not as easy as it comes, because it has still to go through professional eyes, and that is in the lab. Story that is covered on page 2 is a story to do with the death of one Chiloba, and the story here is that the U.S. government extends helping hand in Chiloba murder probe. If I may read the first paragraph in that story, the U.S. government has offered to assist Kenyan authorities with their investigations into the killing of gay rights activist Edwin Chiloba. A U.S. State Department spokesperson called for thorough and transparent investigations into the killing of the LGBTQ activist. So it seems that the international world has weighed in on this issue, and they're ready to offer any support needed to ensure that we get into the root of the murder of one is Edwin Chiloba, for that matter. I want to have a look at another story here before I look at the Standard this morning. A story covered in page 4. Raila allies fault Ruto's executive order on Gachagua Davide roles. That's a story covered on page 4, of course, where Raila has faulted Ruto's executive order on Gachagua and Davide roles, saying that that cannot be done by an executive order. It needs to go through parliamentary participation. And there's a story on page 5, 2027 State House race and politics of debt. Of course, the Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka there giving an issue on what things should happen. Maybe I conclude the story on page 6. Teachers strike mass marking of KCSE test. Of course, protest yesterday happened where striking teachers disrupted marking of Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education KCSE at a center in Kiambu County yesterday, forcing education bosses to scramble to avert the crisis that could delay the release of the results. This to do with the remuneration, of course, on the markers. So that is what is covered on Daily Nation. Briefly, let's have a look at the Standard this morning. The cover page: deal that saved Wambui wa Ruto. DPP withdraws case against Mary Wambui, a close ally of the president, who recently appointed chairperson of Communication Authorities of Kenya after she agreed with KRA on the payment plan. Of course, there's a story on page 1. You can get it. And of course, a story on page 2 covered on the DNA home test again on the Standard. And of course, they have also covered the issues to do with examiners that happened yesterday, and they say they have actually been sacked after a dispute at the KCSE marking center over pay. That's a story that is covered by the Standard on page 5. Briefly, that is what is in the papers this morning. Pick your favorite and have a deeper read into the stories covered by my fellow journalists this morning. That is then, of course, a look at the newspapers this morning. Well, after the newspapers, let's have a look at a few stories that made headlines yesterday and, of course, this morning. And we set all through to a story that, of course, the president presided yesterday, where President William Ruto has urged the country's security agencies to embrace a new citizen-centered and service-oriented policing approach that observes human rights, that observes and respects human rights, without directly mentioning past cases of extrajudicial killings and the use of law enforcement agencies in political activities in the run to last year's general election that prompted a change of guard in the offices of Inspector General of Police and Directorate of Criminal Investigations. Ruto said his administration will ensure the Constitution, policing standing orders, and criminal procedures and penal codes are strictly adhered to.
And is also committed to facilitating efficient coordination between various agencies in resolving problems that call for joint approaches. It is critical for us to exploit the potential for synergy among organizations throughout the criminal justice system to deliver better value for Kenyans. Further, we are committed, therefore, to support you in actualizing your obligation to bring together and coordinate effective collaboration between stakeholders at the national and county level in order to establish and deploy community policing structures. Additionally, government remains committed to enhancing its investment in the institutions, in policies and strategies, infrastructure, and equipment necessary to modernize the police service, maintain and enhance professional standards and effectiveness and efficiency in service delivery.
Tunachukua nafasi hii mimi binafsi na kwa niaba ya wenzetu wote, wenzangu wote katika Wizara ya Masuala ya Ndani na Utawala wa Nchi, kukushukuru kwa sababu umeendelea kutuongoza na kutusaidia katika utekelezaji wa majukumu ambayo umetupatia. Therefore, Your Excellency, sir, we are grateful for the leadership, guidance, direction and support that you have continued to give us, those of us you have assigned to support your administration in this ministry. We want to dedicate and commit ourselves to do our best to continue dealing with the challenges that we continue to face in our national security. We assure you, as the vision carrier of our national security, we, all of us, officers, institutions in this sector, will work harmoniously and in synergy to ensure we support you to realize peace, security, and tranquility in our country, on the basis of which our economy.
Moving on, the marking of the 2022 KCSE was hampered on Tuesday after examiners downed their tools due to poor remuneration. Examiners marking the Christian religious education paper at the St. Francis Mangu Girls High School cited an unfair payment system that's lower than that of other examination scripts. The markers also accused the chief examiner, saying they are only paid 55 shillings per paper, while other markers were being paid 78 Kenya shillings per paper. The NEC also has laid off the chief examiners as well as the striking CRE markers. Homa Bay County has announced a cholera outbreak in the county at the Rodi area just near the Homa Bay Referral Hospital. Those affected experienced all cholera symptoms and are currently undergoing treatment at the referral hospital. The residents in the affected area and the larger Homa Bay County have been advised to be vigilant and observe cleanliness.
We have received 2 suspected cases of cholera. We have received 2 suspected cases of cholera disease from within the catchment of Homa Bay County Referral Hospital at a place called Rodi, which is a few kilometers from here. The patients, of course, exhibited the usual symptoms that would have led us to suspect cholera: the profuse, frequent watery diarrhea. We received them in fairly dehydrated state, and
well, those are but a few stories making headlines this morning. We want to take a short break. When we come back, we'll come with a guest in studio to talk about the issue to do with marketing. Of course, we want to have a broader look into the marketing sector in 2023, what it projects to be, and what you need to know, what you need to do and not do as far as marketing and advertising is concerned. Do not go away. Remember that you can weigh in on the conversation this morning on our social media pages, Kirk TV Kenya on Facebook, Kirk TV_Kenya on Twitter, and of course, our SMS number is 01122000044. We'll be able to look at your feedbacks as time moves on in the show. Do not go away, because shortly we'll be right back.
PCA Booth Girls High School of Excellence is an exemplary girls boarding school located in a calm environment perfect for learning in Ongata Rongai, Kajiado County. Our sole responsibility is to equip our students to competitively fit into the ever-growing world-class institutions and the job market. An all-rounded student is what pushes us to burn the midnight oil.
It is school of excellence in teaching and performance, but it should also be school of performance in all areas of construction, areas of repair, areas of stewardship. It should be a school of excellence, because we are taking that it is a school of excellence just for as far as performance is concerned. No, it should be a school of excellence in all aspects.
Seeing the uptake within which, the speed within which the community have embraced the school, there is no doubt that the demand will outstrip supply in the next few years to come.
Apart from academics, we have some co-curricular activities like we have handball, we have volleyball, we have the table tennis, and even we have the swimming pool whereby our girls are nurtured on how to swim. Indeed, PCA Ongata Both Girls High School is a place to be so that we can nurture the talent of your daughter.
We have spacious classrooms, well-equipped library, science and computer laboratories, dining hall, modern kitchen and dormitories. The fees is affordable.
I also studied as a parent to PCA Both Girls High School. And when I was sharing with the director of education, she told me there is a school less than 200 meters from your office. And I came, and I was convinced, and I brought her here. So I'm proud to be part of this community. I'm happy that indeed I can see a good school.
Bring your daughter to us so that we mold her in character, in the ways of God, and also we mold her in academics.
For more information, call the number 011-311-4284. You can also send an email to PCA Ongata Both Girls High School at gmail.com.
PCEA Enomatesiani Both Boys High School is an ideal school for boys located in a quiet and serene environment, ideal for learning in Matasia, Kajiado County. The school works towards producing qualified students who become competent professionals in the society.
We offer a wide variety of subjects in our school. Our school is well equipped. We have a state-of-the-art library, a spacious boarding section, a modern kitchen, also Olympic-sized swimming pool where our students go and have their swimming lessons.
The school focuses its effort not only in classroom learning, but we also provide learners with equal opportunities, that is to hone their abilities and talents. We have games like football, chess, volleyball, among others. The climate here is also favorable for all students.
PCEA Enomatesiani Both Boys High School is open for January 2023 intake in Forms 1, 2 and 3.
Our school is founded on Christian value. We appeal for you to register, and we know we'll be able to mentor your boys through our Christian setup.
We are going to mold our boys in Christian values, and we are committed to do so at this time when the boy child must be taken care of.
For more information, get in touch via 0796 560000, 0796 560000. Email us pcea@enobothboys@gmail.com.
The key to patience is faith and trust in the all-wisdom, all-embracing, all-guiding, all-wise, all-powerful ways of God.
Do I have facades? Do I have masks? Am I limiting? Am I withholding myself? Or am I genuine, honest, and absolutely free with the people I am called to love?
It's also a call to glorify God in everything that we do, because God gives us His best. So we ought to give Him our best as well.
cervical cancer is real.
In Kenya, cervical cancer is the second most common cancer among female, with 9 women dying every day from cervical cancer.
The problem comes in with the 5%, where the human papillomavirus, that particular virus which causes cervical cancer, where it now persists in their system.
Now, cervical cancer mostly affects women between 35 to 49 years. Screening is recommended for all women aged 25 to 49 years and vaccination for all girls aged 9 to 14.
Bleeding is one of the main ones, but there's also discharge, basically abnormal discharge from the private parts. Often it is watery, often it is smelly.
Cervical cancer remains a major public health concern in Kenya and worldwide. For this reason, January provides an opportunity to highlight and raise awareness about cervical cancer. So join me, Ida Munzati, every Monday from 8 p.m. throughout this month of January as we focus on cervical cancer, informing you, raising awareness about cervical cancer screening and the HPV vaccine for prevention of cervical cancer.
Finances, or let's say money, is one of the major reasons of a shake-up in our families today. Now, whether little or in plenty, management of its use is an aspect that makes a huge difference, and that is why we're beginning the year by talking about matters money. So tune in to Transforming Families every Saturday from 8 to 9 p.m. as we talk about money throughout the month of January. See you then.
The key to patience is faith and trust in the all-wisdom, all-embracing, all-guiding, all-wise, all-powerful ways of God.
Do I have facades? Do I have masks? Am I limiting? Am I withholding myself? Or am I genuine, honest, and absolutely free with the people I am called to love?
It's also a call to glorify God in everything that we do, because God gives us his best. So we ought to give him our best as well.
PCA Booth Girls High School of Excellence is an exemplary girls boarding school located in a calm environment perfect for learning in Ongata Rongai, Kajiado County. Our sole responsibility is to equip our students to competitively fit into the ever-growing world-class institutions and the job market. An all-rounded student is what pushes us to burn the midnight oil.
It is School of Excellence in teaching and performance, but it should also be School of Performance in all areas, areas of construction, areas of repair, areas of stewardship. It should be a School of Excellence, because we are taking that it is a School of Excellence just for as far as performance is concerned. No, it should be a School of Excellence in all aspects.
Seeing the uptake within which, the speed within which the community have embraced the school, there is no doubt that the demand will outstrip supply in the next few years to come.
Apart from academics, we have some co-curricular activities, like we have handball, we have volleyball, we have the table tennis, and even we have the swimming pool whereby our girls are nurtured on how to swim. Indeed, PCA Ongata Both Girls High School is a place to be so that we can nurture the talent of your daughter.
We have spacious classrooms, well-equipped library, science and computer laboratories, dining hall, modern kitchen and dormitories. The fees is affordable.
I also studied as a parent to PCA Both Girls High School. And when I was sharing with the director of education, she told me there is a school less than 200 meters from your office. And I came, and I was convinced, and I brought her here. So I'm proud to be part of this community. I'm happy that indeed I can see a good school.
Bring your daughter to us so that we mold her in character in the ways of God, and also we mold her in academics.
For more information, call the number 011-311-4284. You can also send an email to PCA Ongata Both Girls High School at gmail.com.
Well, welcome back. This is Kirk in the morning. Of course, as I told you, when we come back with a guest in studio. And of course, he is seated right at this is my right hand.
Yeah, right hand.
Seated on the right hand. You know, it's difficult to know right and left, especially for a man. But here we are. Karibu sana in studio. You're free. I want us to, talk about marketing.
Yes.
But before that, I give you an opportunity to introduce yourself fully. Who are you and what do you do?
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
My name is Omanji Sirumba.
Yeah.
I wear so many hats. I'm a founder of a marketing agency known as MAPRO. This is a 360 marketing agency that focuses purely on marketing, end to end. Apart from that, I'm also a founder of a green mobility space, which is an innovative micro mobility solution provider. But for the purpose of today, I'll wear both hats as a marketer and as a business person.
Okay, yes. That's great. Because, this is the beginning of the year and it's a time to talk about business because, at the beginning of the year, people have dreams and they want to actualize their dreams.
Yes.
They are business people, they want to elevate their business into whole new levels. And I believe marketing is a tool that you, if you're a business person, you really can do away with. You have to know one or two things about marketing. And here we are with you. So you deal with, are you a digital marketer or even traditionally?
I'm an end-to-end marketer. Marketing, if I can broadly classify marketing, there's below the line. Below the line, these are the daily activations where you meet with your customers on a daily basis. There's above the line. Above the line, this is where you talk to your customer through a billboard, through flyers. A customer does not have a way of talking back, but you're the one talking to the customer through adverts. Then there's through the line. This is where digital marketing is involved. It encompasses, or what we do encompasses all that.
Okay.
Yes.
And I know these are tools that are being used all over, but which one of the three? You say below the line, through the line, and above the line. Which one is working nowadays, basically? Because I see people going digital a lot.
Well, the customer acquisition is the main point of any business. And for most business, reduction of cost. So most of the business now are looking at low cost, high impact. And if the ones that I've mentioned, for low cost and high impact, you have to go through digital. Because this one is very measurable. You can be able to weigh your results, change your tactic at an instant. So most business at the point are looking at the low cost, high impact customer acquisition method, which is digital. Yes.
People think that digital marketing actually came into play the other day. I was looking at issues and I saw it began actually in the 90s. It's been there. But how vast is it, especially in our country?
Digital marketing has evolved. It was started with the emails, where somebody just requested if somebody had access to your email, they just bombard you with emails. That was the first form of digital marketing that we had. But it has evolved quite so much with the introduction of social media. With social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and the likes, there's a lot of digital media space has really evolved with time. But it really has grown in the past, probably I can say 10 years from 2012. The digital marketing space has really grown, giving a lot of competition to the traditional marketing. But that does not mean that the traditional marketing has died. But digital is quite cost effective, and it's measurable, easy to do. You can do it yourself. You just need some few pointers on how to do it, and you can deploy it at an instant. Yes.
At the beginning, you mentioned an issue to do with, the below the line, where a customer has an opportunity to talk back to the, to the seller or to the advertiser or to the marketer for that matter. And now there are these others that the customer doesn't really have a voice in this. You just have to consume what is coming to you. Choose what to consume and how to consume it.
Yes, I can give a point. When you're doing marketing, you need to fuse all these things together. You need to fuse above the line. Above the line, like billboards, street poles, bus branding. They help you in passing the information that you're already passing to customers through other channels. So if a customer wants to know you're credible, if he sees a billboard and he saw your advert probably on social media, he'll know this guy is credible. So you can't use one in isolation. You need to combine them at a point, depending on the objectives of the business. Yes.
A person may be seated there watching us this morning and asking, is my business, marketable? Can I market my business? There are businesses that you feel that a person can say, he angohitaji marketing, I can still do it without doubt.
At this point, failing to market is like winking at a girl in darkness. If you fail to market your business, you are interested at somebody, it's in the darkness, but you are winking. You can't pass the message across. So marketing now encompasses, I think it's a basic skill that everybody in business should have. As the situation we are in at the moment, if you're in business, the first thing to do is business situational analysis. According to data from the KNBS, most businesses in Kenya don't last 3 years. 70% of business within the first 3 years will go down. Simple basic reason could be failure in marketing. Marketing is a basic component. If I just try a simple definition of marketing, which is not textbook. Marketing is you identify a problem, come up with a solution, communicate about the solution, and at a profit. You see, there are 4 things that have happened. You have identified a problem, you have come up with a solution, you have communicated about the solution that you're offering. But all this you are doing with an aim of profit. Yes. So there's no business that you cannot market. Probably business that you cannot market is government, something that is backed up by legislation. Yes, that one is you can do it. But even now, even government agencies that are doing, for example, NTSA, KRA, they are doing aggressive marketing. Yes.
Okay. Can you have a look at this before we go deeper? Can you have a look at these basics that you say below the line, above the line, through the line, and how one can execute them just at a layman's language understanding?
Well, if I'm talking directly to SME, when I use those jargon, above the line, below the line, it becomes a lot scary. So I need to tone down so that it becomes
be more layman.
Layman, yes. So when you look at all business, the aim of business is to make profit. And if you want to make profit, you have to attract more customers or expand your market base. So for most business, when I go to the above the line, depending on the size, above the line is quite somehow expensive because this is where you use probably newspaper, billboards, street poles. That one is expensive. Below the line, this is the daily interactions. You see, you have seen businesses setting up tents, where they're doing customers can able to sample their products, where people are giving out flyers and explaining to customers what they are doing. There's those, you have seen skaters, that's below the line. Then when you talk about digital through the line, it has really evolved that nowadays I can be able to pinpoint a single location. If I want my business, which is in South Sea here, people within South Sea to see my business, I can be able to develop a customer profile of my ideal customer, the people I want to visit my business. And nowadays, they're saying over 80% of Kenya have access to internet. So this one is quite cost effective, and you can be able to tailor-make and lesser focus on the kind of customers we want. So when I'm talking to SMEs, you look at the focus of your business. What are the numbers that you're looking for? I'll give a brief process or step-by-step of how you go about it. First, do business situation analysis. So many things have happened in our country. We are from a hotly contested election. There's the war going on at the moment. The dollar is misbehaving. So that one, you do a broad perspective of the business situation analysis. What is happening in the macro environment? Macro environment are things you don't have control over. The interest rate, the inflation. That one you don't have control over. That one affects you as a business person. If you're dealing with importation or you are buying goods from outside the country or anything, the price that you were buying it at 1 year ago and the price that you're buying it now is different. What has happened? The dollar probably 1 year ago was retailing at 105. The dollar at the moment is around 128. There's a 20 shillings increase. How do you pass that to your customers without losing your customer? That is the macro. There's the inflation. What is happening at the country at the moment? The value of 100 shillings 1 year ago and the same value of 100 shillings now is not the same. So that is the macro environment. You look at what is happening on the broader perspective. The second thing you come at is, who is your ideal customer? You can't sell to everybody. What is the behavior, demography? Where does he stay? How much money does he have to spend on your product or what you're selling? And how do you reach that customer? What are the interests? What influences their purchase decision? Is it the kid? If it's books? Then remember that you're competing on one same wallet. This wallet is supposed to pay rent. This wallet is supposed to buy food. This wallet is supposed to cover all basics of this customer. But you also have your product that they are selling to that customer. Is your product a need or a want? Can a customer do without it? Then the other thing, when you look at your business, the kind of differentiation. By differentiation, I mean, do you have similar business within the same locality that are doing the same thing? How do you compete against? Can you compete on matters of pricing? Can you compete on matter of positioning? So when you're developing your ideal customer, you segment, then you target. You can't sell to everybody, you target. Then you position. By positioning, I mean you plant a seed in the mind of that customer that the next time they want to make a purchase, they'll remember you. You see, the idea about marketing is to increase top of mind awareness. Top of mind awareness is that customer will not buy immediately, but the next time they want to make a purchase, they love you in mind. So we might be doing similar things. I have a similar business, you have a similar business, but customers don't know you. But they have seen what I'm doing probably in the digital space, and they'll remind, there's this guy, Geoffrey, this is what he does. So when they want to make a purchase, they'll come directly to Geoffrey. So when you're doing marketing, that is the second thing. We have done business situation analysis. We have developed our ideal customer. The third thing is customer acquisition. The value proposition that you're having in your business, how have you communicated to customers? Do they know you exist? Do they know the value that your competition is providing? What is the differences that you're offering? That is the customer acquisition. Where is your customer? Now this is where sales is coming in. The other two, situation analysis, ideal customer, that was a bit of marketing. Now customer acquisition, this is sales. How do you get to your prospective customer? How do you turn a prospect into a convert? So this one are some of the things where you employ digital tactics. Marketing is both a science and an art. The science part is rigid. The art is now how you do it. It's like music. You have different type of music, and That is the third thing, customer acquisition. Now you have acquired this customer. There's the fourth thing that you need to do as a business is how do you maintain this relationship with this customer? So the customer is already yours. You have already acquired, you have made money from the customer. Now you want this customer to bring in more customers to you and also to give you repeat business. How do you go about it? Do you have records of your customer? Do you know the time of the month in which they make purchases? Do you have their numbers? Can you communicate? Can you remind them of new offers that you are having as a business? So this is the ideal process in which every business should have. I can summarize. One, look at the macroeconomics, the situation analysis, what is happening in the country. Second thing, develop your ideal customer. The third thing, customer acquisition. How do you acquire this customer? Then the fourth thing is customer relationship management. How do you retain this customer and get more value from this customer in such a way that this customer can be your ambassador? They refer more business to you, or they bring in more business to you. It's the process of acquiring one customer is not easy, and losing a customer can happen in a second. So you need to maintain this customer so that you can get more value from that customer. Yes.
And you said that, at the beginning that, the businesses are 3 years. When it goes beyond 3 years, now this will survive.
Yes,
before then, are these the mistakes that probably business people make? The four issues that you mentioned that people need to really look into? Are the business that do not, survive the third year?
Yes.
Are these the mistakes that some of these businesses make?
Yes, I can say. Yes, if we look at the four things I've mentioned, let's look at the situation analysis. When you're in business, there's what we call as probably business luck. You knew this customer requires this product X and you delivered, they bought. And the sales process ended there. You never knew that I need to keep in communication with this customer in such a way that they can refer me to other customers. The other thing that why most business fail is that most of the time is probably misappropriation. You have made money. The money does not belong to you. It belongs to the business. So you don't know the difference between this money is mine or it's for the business. The other thing is government support, probably licensing, taxation. There's more information that you don't know. You're just there, you're doing business. But now that you're doing business, there's more that you require to know. There's a lot of probably government regulations, KRA, this is what you do. And the other thing is getting customer acquisition. In the pool of customers that you have, are they able to sustain your business? If you're making a turnover of, let's say, 10,000, and you want to move this turnover to 30,000, you need to acquire more customers. What are the processes that you have put in place to acquire these more customers? So marketing plays a critical role in ensuring longevity of your business. Yes, and marketing is an outlooked function in such a way that you'll set up a business, wait, I have my shop, just wait. Customers will come. How will customers know? There's this marketing concept in which it says that customers will never buy enough. They need to be constantly reminded on the need to make purchases. What are you doing about that? So you need to have a foot traffic in your business. You need to have inquiries on your business. If you're doing something, your business online, there need to be a lot of inquiry. Then you need to have a process of converting the prospects to convert and making sale. Then from then on, we pass you also to the financial managers. How do you manage the finances that has been brought in by the marketing efforts that you have used? There's a thing, for every 100 shillings you make, you need to dedicate 10% of that to marketing. For every 100 shillings. So if you want to play, if you're playing around 1 million shillings, that's 100,000. If you're playing
100,000,
that is 10,000. That is for marketing to retain your customer. There's also, by retaining your customer, there's by just simple gifting your customer or giving a discount, simple discount. This customer will remember. Oh, if you go to this shop, they give you a discount. There's even some simple aspect. shopkeepers. There are several shops within an estate. But if the person being sent is a kid, every time this kid, he knows if I go to this shop, I'll be given a candy or something. This kid will come back. And he'll pass that information to his friends. So you know the customer acquisition. The lifespan of most business, apart from finances, managing finances and getting more finances to the business, I think marketing plays a critical role in ensuring that you break this 3-year barrier.
It does, yeah. You know, when you are a marketer or you are this business person, now you want to market your product, I think sometimes it's good to become the customer and look at this product from the customer's eye. How, as a marketer, how can I look at a product as a customer now and see if I package this message in some way, this is how I'm going to attract, you know, this prospective customer, you know, and how important is that for a marketer to become a consumer first before they sell?
You don't sell a product, you sell value. Once you understand that, don't treat your customer as a product or I'm selling this product to X. What value am I selling to my customer? If it's a customer who wants milk, probably you can advise the customer. The value here is probably the milk is for tea or kid. What value are you passing over to the customer? The value here is what is the end product, or what does the customer expect from this milk? Probably if it's for the kid, he expects some form of consistency in the milk. If it's for their own personal use, he expects some level of cream. So what you're selling to your customer is value. How do you package this value? You package this value by coming up with a value proposition. If you look at the product, there's the intrinsic value of that product. What does the customer expect? When I buy a pen, I want something that can write. The intrinsic value is something that can write. So when you're packaging, when you're selling that pen to the customer, you know the intrinsic value. But there's also a lot of packaging around the product of the pen as a product. You can't just say, this one will write 1 kilometer. No. This one is easy to grip. So the value proposition around the product is what you're selling to the customer. So as a marketer, the difference is a business person, most of the time, they sell products. Chukua hii, unataka kilo ngapi? Enda hii. But as a marketer, I'm selling value. I'm passing value along from myself to you. So this value, customer will pay for the value, not for the product. But as a business person, you need to have a mix of both. Yes, I'm selling this product, but what value am I selling? If I sell this other option B, will it have more value to my customer? Will they come back for more of this? Yes, that is the outlook.
I want us to take a short break, then come back and continue. But before then, I would like us to look at, not all business people can be marketers. Yes. Again, not all marketers can be business people.
Yes,
we need each other. We coexist. In terms, people think that if I have a product, I'm able to, I can market this and I can sell because I'm the one with the idea, I'm the one with the product, so I can. But how important is it if you cannot sell to have someone else to do it for you? And as a marketer in Kenya, particularly in the environment that we are in Kenya, how do you take advantage of these situations that are available?
Well, as a marketer, as a business person, and marketing is supposed to be one of your skills. But if it's not part of your skill, you can hire the skill. You can employ. But that one also increases your cost. The other thing, when I come back to your point, is as a business person, if you're in business for a period of time, you know the thing that is missing in all this process. You understand your finances, you understand where to source your product, you understand the location to put your business, but you'll feel it yourself is that what I'm lacking is marketing. There's a difference between marketing and sales. There's a misconception. If somebody is a salesperson, you'll ask him, what do you do? I do marketing. Sales is a component of marketing. Sales is not marketing. Sales is a component of marketing. So when you're doing your sales, you'll know what values, the value proposition that you are developing that your business or the services that you're offering is providing to that customer. Being a business person, the skills that you have, there are so many forums probably that you can be able to engage in that will be able to develop your marketing skills.
Okay. Okay.
So there's several forums. You need to understand probably the 4 Ps. This is the products that I'm having. This is the prices. This is the promotion. This is the placement of my product. How do I combine the 4? If I'm able to sit down with probably a marketing consultant as myself, I understand your business, I can be able to probably coach you and tell you, from the pricing that you are having on your product, you're losing value. You're giving more value at a lesser cost. So how do you package so that the customer feels a win-win situation? So it requires a lot. Marketing is also a discipline that is being studied. There's several levels. There's certificate level, there's diploma level. You can start at your own personal level if you cannot be able to now hire a professional marketer to do it for you. So you can also start by, if you have most churches, probably nowadays they have a forum of teaching business people to do marketing. If you have a membership for probably a business association, they have those kind of forums for to engage business people on how to do marketing. Or also, if your business allow or the budget that you have can be able now to, you can hire a professional. You say, this is what my objectives and this is what I need to achieve. How do I go about it? Then a professional will give you an outlook and you'll achieve the goals that you want.
Yeah, you talked about the 4 Ps. I hear there are 7 nowadays.
Yes, there are 7 Ps. The others are even
added physical evidence, new people, processes, and all that.
Yes.
Yeah, but we're going to talk deeper into that. But I want us to take this short break. When we come back, let's talk about digital marketing, because that is big nowadays. I say everybody's a marketer, influencing and all that online. You will help us understand what it entails and how it is done. Remember that you can weigh into this conversation this morning. Kirk, in the morning we talk about the marketing grip and the leverage. You need to, look at marketing as a pillar into you growing your business, and we are here to help you do that this morning, of course, with one and only Geoffrey Sirimba, the founder of Sirumba, of course, the founder of Mapro, a 360-degree marketing company.
Yes.
Okay.
Marketing outlook.
All right, don't go away. We are right back with the guest in studio to continue looking at marketing, specifically digital marketing, when we come back.
The key to patience is faith and trust in the all-wisdom, all-embracing, all-guiding, all-wise, all-powerful ways of God.
Do I have facades? Do I have masks? Am I limiting? Am I withholding myself? Or am I genuine, honest, and absolutely free with the people I am called to love?
It's also a call to glorify God in everything that we do, because God gives us his best. So we ought to give him our best as well.
Finances, or let's say money, is one of the major reasons of a shake-up in our families today. Now, whether little or in plenty, management of its use is an aspect that makes a huge difference, and that is why we're beginning the year by talking about matters money. So tune in to Transforming Families every Saturday from 8 to 9 p.m. as we talk about money throughout the month of January. See you then.
Cervical cancer is real.
In Kenya, cervical cancer is the second most common cancer among female, with 9 women dying every day from cervical cancer.
The problem comes in with the 5% where the human papillomavirus, that particular virus which causes cervical cancer, where it now persists in their system.
Now, cervical cancer mostly affects women between 35 to 49 years. Screening is recommended for all women aged 25 to 49 years and vaccination for all girls aged 9 to 14.
Bleeding is one of the main ones, but there's also discharge, basically abnormal discharge from the private parts. Often it is watery, often it is smelly.
Cervical cancer remains a major public health concern in Kenya and worldwide. For this reason, January provides an opportunity to highlight and raise awareness about cervical cancer. So join me, Ida Munzati, every Monday from 8 p.m. throughout this month of January as we focus on cervical cancer, informing you, raising awareness about cervical cancer screening and the HPV vaccine for prevention of cervical cancer.
PCA Booth Girls High School of Excellence is an exemplary girls boarding school located in a calm environment perfect for learning in Ongata Rongai, Kajiado County. Our sole responsibility is to equip our students to competitively fit into the ever-growing world-class institutions and the job market. An all-rounded student is what pushes us to burn the midnight oil.
It is School of Excellence in Teaching and Performance, but it should also be School of Performance in all areas of construction, areas of repair, areas of stewardship. It should be a School of Excellence, because we are taking that it is a School of Excellence just for as far as performance is concerned. No, it should be a School of Excellence in all aspects.
Seeing the uptake within which, the speed within which the community have embraced the school, there is no doubt that the demand will outstrip supply in the next few years to come.
Apart from academics, we have some co-curricular activities like we have handball, we have volleyball, we have the table tennis, and even we have the swimming pool whereby our girls are nurtured on how to swim. Indeed, PCA Ongata Booth Girls High School is a place to be so that we can nurture the talent of your daughter.
We have spacious classrooms, well-equipped library, science and computer laboratories, dining hall, modern kitchen and dormitories. The fees is affordable.
I also studied as a parent to PCA Booth Girls High School. And when I was sharing with the director of education, she told me there is a school less than 200 meters from your office. And I came, and I was convinced, and I brought her here. So I'm proud to be part of this community. I'm happy that indeed I can see a good school.
Bring your daughter to us so that we mold her in character in the ways of God, and also we mold her in academics.
For more information, call the number 011-311-4284. You can also send an email to PCA Ongata Booth Girls High School at gmail.com.
right, welcome back. Of course, this is Kirk in the morning. I'm still here, Vincent Kirosi, with our guest in studio, Geoffrey Siromba, the founder of MAPRO, a 360-degree marketing company. Let me just say that. I don't want to, use sometimes Niaribu. Yes, we were speaking, before we came back from the break, and you had a good analogy that a business person is like one who is, exercising on a treadmill, running on a treadmill. And a marketer is a person who is running on the track. Can you help us understand this analogy?
When you have done business for a certain time, you know all the aspects of your business. So I put that to mean that you are on a treadmill. Yes, there's a lot of activities. You are sweating, money is coming in, but most of the activities are dependent on you. When you step out of the treadmill, you are still at the same location. When you engage a marketer is on the track. He's able to see the hills, he's able to see the slopes. So when you engage a marketer, there are two different activities. A marketer can be able to move far with your brand or your business. But when you're doing it yourself, there are some aspects that you probably don't fully understand, or you don't give it the attention that it requires, that when you step out of the treadmill, you are still at the same location. So it is, I might advise most SMEs, there's different levels of marketing consultants. You can be able now to engage them depending on the level of your business and the objectives that you want to meet. So what you should have in your mind is either you want to run on a track or you want to run on a treadmill. The answer to that question is with the business person.
For you to choose.
For you to choose, yes.
Which way do you want to run? Because it's still running, but choose which one, on the track or on the treadmill. Digital marketing, and people, may mistake digital marketing for influencing. Are they one and the same thing?
Digital marketing is the use of the different digital media for marketing. The digital mediums are several. Website is a digital medium. Emails is a digital medium. Google is a digital media. YouTube is a digital media. And there's several social media platforms. This is digital, broadly. Then there's this influencing. Influencing is riding on some sort of celebrities. Celebrities, people who are known, probably on something different. You can be an athlete, you can be known for a TV show, you can be a musician. Those are celebrities. So you find that celebrities have huge following on social media platform. And there are people who take celebrities as whatever they say or whatever they do as gospel truth. So they can be able to influence decision at an instant. A marketer, before I employ these different social media platform, I come up with the right metric, I target the right customer. This celebrity can be able to achieve that within probably span of few hours. If a celebrity posts a video about your product, within an hour or two, the impressions, if he has a huge following, the number of people who have interacted with that brand, or they will have taken what the celebrity has said about your product as a gospel truth. So when it comes to digital media, using celebrities, there are different types of influencers. There's a micro-influencer. Micro-influencers, they don't have a huge following, but the following that they have, believe what they say. They can probably have 5,000, 10,000 or less, but whatever this guy says within this number of followers, they take it as gospel truth. These big, probably influencers, they have millions of views and everything. But you can find that in a situation that most of the guys who are following him are in different countries. So if you measure it down into the measurable, the kind of metric that you're looking at, you might find that most of the views that you're getting probably are from Saudi Arabia, America, Kenya, or a certain region within Kenya.
And this is not where you
want to go.
Yeah.
But what these influencers give you, they pass the message out there. So it's up to you, if you're doing other aspects of digital marketing, now to convert whatever this influencer has created, the kind of buzz he has created. Now your role here will be to close. There are some influencers who are good, probably they'll close for you. I had started by saying that some guys or some customers think that whatever influencer have said, they take it as the gospel truth. So if influencer X says this glass of water is the best, I use this glass of water. they'll buy immediately. But then again, when the downfall of using influencers, these people are celebrities. They are not, for lack of a better term, professionals in that industry. They're just popular. If this influencer X misbehaves, the customer will associate your brand to you, to that influencer. I can have a few pointers for business, small business, big business. Create a brand for yourself. By branding, do you have a digital footprint? If I go to any social media, so let's use social media as an example, or we can start as, do you have a website? Most of the customers nowadays, if you go online, if you want to purchase something, you see some very nice adverts, then this salesperson or this business person, when you inquire, they tell you, twende kwa DM or twende inbox. Immediately. That's a red flag. You lose that customer. Why don't you put the information right there on the open, or ask the customer their phone number, call, to give some form of credibility. If you ask somebody, it's a red flag, twende kwa DM. Twende kwa DM means that this business person has gotten the time, he has gone to your profile, checked your profile, weighed the kind of person you are. Say, if I sell it to this guy 2,500, this one will buy. Probably the thing goes for 1,500. So if you are, that's one of the weaknesses of the most business. I started with probably, let me just break it down. Digital marketing. Have a brand. If it's a Mapro, you can be able to check Mapro on social media platform. In the different social media platform, you'll be able to know my customers, where are they? In the different, is it LinkedIn? Most of my customers, are they on social media? Are they on email? Or my customers are businesses, they want a website. So I have a brand at the moment. Then from that, what kind of engagement do I have with my customers? What kind of stories do I tell? So by telling stories, you can post if you have new offers, you can post your location, you can post customer feedback, you can post do it yourself, you can post funny content that is generally acceptable by your post. This is to increase interactions within these different platforms that you have with your business. Then the other thing is now you can go for the paid media within the digital platform. When your budget allows, instead of going fully organic, you can go for the paid medium. This is where you can pay per click, pay per view. You can put a simple video or a simple e-posters on your business, the offers that you have. And nowadays, it's do it yourself. If you go to probably Facebook or all the social media, you can do it yourself and gauge the type of people or the type of budget you want to use. The other thing is when you're setting up these sort of adverts, look at, develop your customer profile. You see, this question I've gotten it so many times. Oh, I went to Facebook, I put an advert, but it's not delivering. Yes, since you broadcasted to everybody, this social media platform, you can be able to tailor-make the profile of a customer that you want. For example, if you're selling a car, you can see, let's sell a car. Let's tailor-make a car. An advert for a car, this is, let's say a car that goes for 1 million shillings. 1 million shillings, who can be able to afford 1 million shillings? This is somebody probably employed or in business. If he's employed, where is he employed? Probably he's employed in a bank, he's employed in an hospital, he's a doctor. If he's employed in a bank, what kind of education level does he have? So when you're setting up, you can say, I want people who have a bachelor's degree to see this advert. I want people who have families, or I want people who live within this geographical area to see this advert. Then you post. Then you can be able, now you have sifted the chaff from the wheat. You can now have a tailor-made customers who will be able now to interact. Now you can be able now to engage the customer rather than you just broadcast to everybody. So this is where you can be once you understand your customer, you develop a profile before you set the ad. Then know the different social media platforms that we have. Which one is good for awareness? Which one is good for conversion? Facebook is good for awareness. If you want this message, every Kenyan to know, put it on Facebook. Use your budget. In a few days, everybody will know. But which one is good for conversion? So for conversion, probably you can go to, now you go to Google. You create your Google account. Now for Google account, you can now tailor-make, this is the kind of customer I want. This is the trait this customer has. Google can be able now to give call to action. Even Facebook, they have the same product, but depending on the type of business you have and the type of call to action that you want, you can know which specific social media platform to use.
That works for you.
Yeah, that works for you.
Yeah. You know, and what about messaging? You know, creating a message that is really going to, you know, get that customer, get to the head of the, yes,
creating copy.
Yes, go with it. You know, I've seen you know, billboards like I don't want to. There's one that has been trending on a company that ya kuchukua nguo na kufua na nini, and it might sound not so good on TV right now, but types of messaging, you know, messaging your brand, your product, especially for marketing, it's also an issue.
For marketing, when you're coming up with copy, do not use jargon that you or the people around you understand. Make it as simple as possible. When you're coming up with copy, define where the copy will go. There's some copy which will be very nice for a flyer, because on a flyer you have a lot of space, you have a lot of time, your customer will have time to engage with the entire write-up. When you have a short time, remember you're competing, the attention of this customer is not you alone. There's so many other business that is competing for this. Your copy should be very catchy, and customers should be able to relate it to your business. Then the most part that probably I see as a mistake, call to action. I have written my copy. This is what I do. For example, my copy is the one that we use for your business, for our business, MaPro. We are the marketing pros. See, MaPro and marketing pro, you can be able to relate. MaPro is a slang that means that we know what we're doing. Marketing pro and the slang, you can be able to tie it together. So after that, what do I want the customer to do? I can put my phone number, I can put our email address, I can put our office location. Call to action, most of this, when creating copy, it's very catchy. Then call to action, what do you want the customer to do? You have written a very nice copy there. Without mentioning names, you have written a very nice copy. Then it is left hanging. What do you want me to do? Yes, the message is out there. It's a big mistake where probably you have not engaged professional. It's a catchy term. It's what is in everybody's mouth. You have used it, but now it's hanging. People are talking about it, but you're not seeing the numbers. Reflecting.
There's no call to action.
There's no call to action. So when you're creating a copy, finish it with the call to action. What do you want your prospective customer to do? Yes. So, and first, when you're creating the copy, know the medium in which that copy will go. Is it a billboard? Is it a street pole? Is it a social media? Then create a clear call to action. Social media nowadays has a clear call to action. Once you do an advert on social media or a paid advert there, what do you want the customer? You want the customer to sign up. You want the customer to call. You want to chat with the customer on WhatsApp, or you have some are even automated. Immediately the customer engages with your copy. There's a response, a pop-up response. What do you want the customers to do? But once you understand your objective, come up with a clear copy of what you want to, the message you want to pass. It should be catchy. For it to be catchy, you do an A/B testing. A/B testing is that you test the copy on prospective clients and see the kind of reactions that you get. A/B testing, you can do it online. For most social media, they give you, for digital media, they give you an A/B testing platform. So you can try different copies. Out of the 5 copies, they'll give you the 2 or the 3 that the customers are responding to. So you can drop the others. So once you try the copy, then you end it up with a clear call to action. What do you want the customers to do?
Very important.
Yes.
Call to action.
Yeah.
Because we have to conclude, but before that, I have a question here, and one is asking why do people nowadays, even companies and businesses, decide to go for influencers? Even a company that has following, say like our TV here, we know we are followers, but we still want to use influencers. Why?
Influencers, there's a lot of chaos. When you do your billboard, you do your advert, there's a lot of chaos. The attention for this customer is short, and so many people are competing with it. When you use an influencer, you're able to break those barriers. Influencers, they have a gospel-like following. So they are able to break down this and you are able to get your whatever your objective within a short period. That's why the use of influencers has really grown. Then the other thing why people are using influencers, there are some really effective social media platforms like Twitter. Twitter is really effective, but for you to put an advert on Twitter and for it to catch up, it will take a lot of time. But if you use these Twitter influencers, the digital warriors, they have a huge following. They're like a cult, for lack of a better word. This message, you'll be able to pass it along faster. And at times, it is cost effective. Yeah.
Okay, maybe another question is, what are some of the mistakes that marketers or business people or even advertisers do when they are giving or getting their messages out there? What are some of the mistakes?
There's some unethical practices within that we marketers fail. Well, for example, marketing to kids. If you go to this, is it Nairobi West or this platform, by the time I live here, there's some adult-like content. By the time I live here, some adult-like content, somebody has put adult-like content in a 12 by 10 billboard. There's a school right behind there. We are somehow a conservative society. Yes, you'll pass your message, but what are you doing to this kid? You have put this adult content in the face of this kid. That is one, selling to kids. The other thing is misrepresentation and mis-selling. I can say, if you want to sell a product to a lady, tell them they lose weight. It's very common. If it's an health product. If you want to sell it to a man, tell him that his private organ will grow or something. That one will sell fast. That is misrepresentation of facts. Those is very common. Those are 2 examples that I have given. Then is mis-selling. What will that customer achieve from that product? Is it true? Has it been tested? So you part that we oversell. We tell you this one will give you, perform miracles. That one is very unethical. The other thing is on pricing. Marketers on pricing, after you've segmented, give customers a fair price. By fair, I mean, do not segment customers on the value of, there's some product you can do that. But when you're selling to customers on some products, give them all the information they require. The other thing is information. Give as much information on what customers will do. There's this new trend. Most of the products nowadays are being sold online. Guys are doing drop shipping. I don't have a physical shop, but I have a social media page, I have a website. I'm selling products I'm able to sell to you. I sell a wrong product to you or something you didn't request. You don't have a physical, I don't have a physical location where you'll get me. Who do you complain to? Or where do you take the product? So those are some of the unethical practices within marketing. But I am glad that there's a Marketing Society of Kenya, there's a Marketing Act 2022 or 2021 that is somehow being pushed to be passed as law. This one will be able now to protect consumers in terms of these unethical practices. You'll have a fallback plan. If you say, if a marketer has done something wrong to you, you know where to fall back, where you can complain. Yes.
Yeah. We now have to wind up because of time. But I want us to conclude by maybe asking you this question, because I know it's early days in the year, early days of 2023. But what is your outlook as far as marketing is concerned in 2023? What do you foresee?
Well, we are from two major I can call them activities. We are post-COVID. We are post-COVID now. We are
At least we thank God.
We thank God. Also, our elections. You know, our elections is like a do or die kind of thing, which is behind us now. So there's an optimism within the market or within the environment in which guys want to now probably grow. If you're in business, you want to now to stock up. You know, when elections are going on within our country, guys hold back. You don't want to spend your money. You're holding back. But with this, there's some, and being a new year, there's a lot of optimism within the environment. Keeping in mind that we are recovering from those post-COVID. So at the moment, and also a lot of government intervention, like the ASLA fund and everything, the circulation of money within the space and the optimism of the citizens. So at the moment, the outlook for marketing is that do what you are doing, put more effort, write it down, whatever you're doing, engage professionals if you have the capacity, and let's trust in God. Everything will work.
Yeah, and take advantage of what is around you, because right now the government is setting up hotspots everywhere for Wi-Fi.
Exactly.
So you can also use that to market your product online, as you said, at least online.
Yes, have a presence online. Have a presence.
At least.
Yes, you can be, if you can start with every day in the morning, just social media, just say good morning.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you very much, sir, for turning up. It's been a good conversation this morning. I wish you could do it for longer, but because of time, we'll of course always invite you again to continue talking about this marketing, pillar as far as business is concerned. Thank you as well for following up this conversation this morning. Thank you for watching the Kirk in the Morning on Wednesday for the first time this year. And of course, thank you for your feedback as well on our social media, Kirk TV Kenya on Twitter, Kirk TV Kenya on Facebook, and YouTube, Kirk TV Kenya, of course, and other platforms like TikTok and of course Instagram. There you can always find us. I want to thank you on behalf of my guest in studio, Bwana Geoffrey Sirumba, founder of Mapro. It's not Mapro, it's actually Mapro. Mapro, yes. Mapro 360 degrees marketing company. And of course, he's a marketing practitioner for the last 10 years, you said?
10 years plus. It's 13 years.
13 years.
Yes.
I'll someday ask you for your secret, because that kept you for that long in this sector. All the same, I want to say thank you. See you again next Wednesday. But before I leave, I want to tell you that we have a live broadcast lined up for you, live from Mombasa, and this is a PCA leadership meeting that we are going to beam to you live. So stay tuned on Kirk TV for that and other programming that is coming up. All I say is enjoy your viewing, and see you again next time, God willing. Have a good day. My name is Vincent Kerosi. Ciao.